This is the Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast. Bald heads, bold takes. Now, here are your hosts, Adam and Tony.
Welcome back. I'm Adam.
I'm Tony.
This is the Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast. We're back again in off season. Before we get talking again, we like to bring it up every once in a while. Our partnership with Happy Nuts. It's a bunch of good stuff for men. We use it all the time. You can get 20% off if you go through our code. You can see our code wherever you find these podcasts at. Tony, give them the code real quick.
Code for 20% off at Happy Nuts and all their great products is Two Bald Guys 20. Two Bald Guys 20 get you 20% off of all their products. It's fantastic stuff. We appreciate everyone that's already purchased things. And of course, we have our own deodorants and all that stuff that happen from Happy Nuts, and we love their creams, their sprays, all that stuff. Great products. They have razors. You know, we're both bald, so we have the little razors that help us keep our hair short and trim. So Happy Nuts, Two Bald Guys 20, get yourself 20% off.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that stuff. It's been great. We get stuff all the time from them. We haven't come across anything that's bad. So we love that stuff. You know, it is July 1st, and there's somebody that loves July 1st, just like we love our Happy Nuts products. And it's not football, but it's Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, where he gets $1 million every day. I don't know when this ends, but he keeps getting $1 million. And like we've talked about this before, whoever his agent is, deserves a lot of money because he keeps that dude getting paid. I can't remember when Bobby Bonilla stopped playing. Basically.
2001.
And for those of you guys not keeping track at home, that is 25 years ago.
What's he get? A little over $1 million, like almost $1.2 million every year since 2001.
Yeah, absolutely.
He hasn't played in 25 years.
He gets it for 9 more years.
Oh my gosh.
He gets it through 2035. It's $1.19 million every July 1st. That is absolutely ridiculous. The Mets. I mean, the Mets have done a lot of dumb things. We talk about teams that have done, the Browns, the Jets, some of those teams in the NFL. But the Mets, I mean, I know 1.1 million is a drop in the hat anymore, but it's still 1.1 million you have to pay. I'm pretty sure teams can afford that. But Tony, I don't think you and I have $1.1 million just lying around to pass out.
No. I mean, I get that, that's not kind of chump change to these big business, baseball, football, that stuff. But still, you have a guy that hasn't played for your organization 25 years, and every July 1st, boom, 1.19 million gets eliminated from your bank because Bobby Bonilla seems to have. I was going to read the information on it. It had to do with deferring some contract, millions of dollars here, interest, and all this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff behind it, but you're right. The negotiations on that, genius, because his retirement is fantastic. He's made what, over $25 million, obviously.
Yes, and without playing, and not, obviously taxes take out part of that, but still, literally getting it for nothing, nothing anymore. You're getting paid for it. So that type of stuff makes me think what contracts have been like crazy wild in the NFL. Yeah. And we looked up some of them. It's not so much crazy, but the ones that came to mind are quarterbacks. There was a guy from the Packers who had a great preseason or a couple things, and they signed him with the Seahawks, and I can't remember, but then he didn't even start a game for them. Russell Wilson came in and beat him out. I can't remember what his name was, but they gave him a huge contract to go play for the Seahawks, and he didn't even play, and I can't remember who his name.
Unbelievable.
I have to look it up real quick.
Well, there's guys like Ryan Leaf out there that he was a first pick. He got a bunch of money. He didn't turn out to be very good. That Tony Mandrich guy was supposed to be amazing, and he got drafted pretty high up, and I don't think he did anything in the NFL. So there's been guys that have flopped a little bit, but I can't remember the guy that you're talking about.
I found it. I looked it up here while we're doing it. Matt Flynn, 3 years, $26 million contract, $10 million guaranteed in 2012. And he lost his starting job in the preseason to Russell Wilson. Obviously, Russell Wilson really had a really good career. It flamed out here at the end, as we know, but he had a really good career with the Seahawks. 3 years, $26 million. Matt Flynn.
Wow.
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn went to LSU, won a national title with LSU, actually. So
Yeah.
he had a pretty good college career a little bit, but then, never heard from him again. But dang, good negotiations on his agent's part as well. So where do I get that guy at? Jeez.
Yeah, the other one that popped up real quick in my thought was Nick Foles. He parlayed a Super Bowl win into a huge contract with the Jags. Got hurt pretty much right away. Barely played for the Jags. And then my Bears thought it'd be a good idea because, we've done so many good things. I could have done better. My son could do better than picking quarterbacks, and the Bears have, for the most part. Looks like maybe we got the Caleb Williams one right, but we're still time to tell on that. But the Nick Foles ended up being like, you want a quarterback that can move a little bit, and Nick Foles could not move, especially after in his later years there. Nick Foles did not do a good job, but he parlayed it into a ton of money. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you got to do. Take advantage of it. I don't blame you, man. Take advantage of the little time when you can strike big and go with it.
Yeah, it's these guys, especially quarterback positions, because it's such an important position on the field, that they have the smallest amount of success, and maybe not even small, but they have some success at that level, and they get an opportunity and they jump on it. And I would say there's plenty of cases where it never worked out, probably just as many as cases where it did work out. I mean, obviously guys like Patrick Mahomes and stuff are getting paid, but they they earn it year in and year out. Lamar Jackson, those guys, they earn it year in and year out, and they're well worth the money they're getting paid. But there's plenty of examples of guys that, boy, they got hot for a minute and then got paid, and we didn't really hear from them hardly ever again. Matt Flynn, I mean, I forgot all about that guy because I think he came right after Jamarcus Russell at LSU.
Listen, you and I can recall a lot of stuff, especially quarterbacks. We're pretty good at that. And for us both to go blank on that guy's name just shows you how much he did not do.
Irrelevant. Yeah.
And he did not do anything after he signed that contract. But good for him. I mean, I would go sign a $10 million guarantee contract to do nothing. I mean, listen, our competitive juices flow. But I mean, if somebody offered you $10 million and said you just sit on the bench,
where do I sign?
Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm sorry, I'm taking it. I might want to try and get the starting job, but I'm taking it.
Exactly. Yeah, just give me an opportunity to sit on the bench and pay me. And I'm in there.
Just give me an opportunity to make $10 million.
You just need me to I don't care what it is. I mean, I do kind of care what it is. But I'm open to a lot of things for $10 million. Let me know what you need, and we're going to work something out for that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't blame any of these guys for taking that money, though. Absolutely.
No, I don't either.
Bobby Bonilla, though, it's almost going to be a holiday before too long.
It's 25 years and 10 more years ago. So it's amazing. Yeah, good for him for making money. He's just got to be thinking, yep, here we go, July 1st. It's like tax day for him, but in a much bigger scale,
exactly. Right? That's wild.
I don't know if anybody else has done that. I definitely haven't seen it in the NFL because a lot of times they couldn't even get guaranteed money. Better yet, getting deferred payments. Now, some teams are starting to defer them a little bit, but nobody's going to get paid for 35 years. There's no way. There's no way he's going to get paid for 35 years.
No, nobody's making that mistake again.
No, absolutely not. So, all right. So we talked a little bit crazy on some of these things, but you came up with some. You found an article, had some crazy things. So let's go through that, Tony. You got it in front of you, and let's talk about some of this stuff.
Well, we right before last football season, we did our Hot Wings challenge where we had our hot takes, and our takes got more and more ridiculous the hotter the sauces were. And I found this article here about, I'm not even going to say who the author was because nobody's ever heard of him, I don't think. But he had some, I'm not going to say crazy takes, but a little bit outside the box takes. So, for instance, the first one is, will Myles Garrett get 20 sacks this year? Now, we remember a year ago, he got, 23 or whatever it was to break the record. Will he hit 20 sacks again this year with the Rams? I don't think that's crazy, but it's going to be hard for him to do that. What do you think?
So I think I was surprised he got so many with the Browns because there was nobody if you really think about it, normally guys get that if they have to be a freak anyways, Lawrence Taylor,
right, right. Deacon Jones, Mark Gastineau, those guys that were Michael Strahan. Yep.
those guys, the old guy that got that got the sacks. Or you have to have somebody that the other team just can't, double team you all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So to me, I think he has a better shot with the Rams than he ever did with the Browns, because I know he had a lot. I can't remember how many sacks he ended up with last year. I think he had a bunch, but
he had 23 last year.
He had 23. Okay, which is shocking to me because the Browns had a decent defense, but name another guy on their defense.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think it's crazy. Now, the reason I would go towards no is normally when guys have a huge sack season like that, they do not repeat it the next year.
Correct.
They just don't. So whether it be people then watch that season and make adjustments, which you have to, right? Or you're a step slower, or listen, everything breaks right for you in a season. I don't care what you want or how good you are to get 20 sacks, 20 plus sacks in a season. Things kind of have to break right for you. You have to get lucky in a couple of them, right? At least, like, you have to have, like, the quarterback rolls out to you, guys don't get open, something like that. You're playing quarterbacks that hold the ball longer, whatever it might be. Like, you have to have some breaks in there. Right. I'm not saying you won't get him this year, but I'm going to say no, but if he did it, I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay. So J.J. Watt, see, sacks weren't recorded for quite some time in the NFL. J.J. Watt's since sacks have been recorded, he's the only one that's done it. He did it in 2012 and 2014. So he didn't do it in back-to-back years. Mm-hmm. He missed a year. Now, NFL has retroactively looked at some sacks, and supposedly Mark Gastineau, I think he played for the Jets, 81 and 84, and then Deacon Jones did it a couple times. But since sacks have been an actual stat, J.J. Watt's the only one to do it, but he didn't do it in consecutive years. Here is what I'm thinking. I have two things. I think I agree with you that he's not going to do it. But the Rams are good enough that they're going to be beating teams, that teams are going to have to throw the ball more often. So that helps. Because if
right. That's the other thing too.
Teams have to throw the ball to catch up to the Rams because the Rams offense is not slowing down. But it might backfire on him a little bit because he might not have to play as much because the Rams might be ahead by a fair enough amount that he doesn't need to be out there. So there might be a balance there. I'm going to say he has a great season. I still think he's really good. The Rams have a couple other defensive linemen, Kobe Turner and Byron Young, that are solid and probably better than anybody on Cleveland's defensive line that he played with over there. So I think he has a chance, and I think everyone's going to be watching it. But I agree with you. I don't think he gets it done. I think the Rams are going to have a few blowout games, which is going to limit his playing time a little bit, and I think that'll hurt his stack. I think he gets to like 16, 17, maybe 18. I think he just misses it by a couple. But this is not that crazy of a take. But I agree with you. I don't think
it's not that crazy of a take. But you're right. Like, you get to a point too. Like, let's just the Rams have bigger plans for this year. Like, they want to win a Super Bowl. Like last year, the Browns didn't have anything. So, hey, Myles Garrett, you want to go for this record? You want to try and get all these sacks? Hey, we don't care running you out there and running out there and running out there again. Like, but you're going to get worn down a little bit. And plus, he's got to avoid injuries, which he's done a pretty good job of avoiding injuries, but you never know. But if I'm the Rams, listen, unless he just goes off early and he's got a real shot at it, you're not worried about, especially if you're winning games, you're not worried about him getting the sack record, getting up there. You're worried about winning the Super Bowl. And to be honest with you, if Myles Garrett is the competitor that he appears to be, then I think it'd be the same thing. Like, he would rather sit out some and not get that record if it means he can go win a Super Bowl, because he's been stuck with the Browns, you know, and all of a sudden now he's on a team that can win. So I think all that combination goes into it. I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going to save him for playoffs and make a Super Bowl run versus, let's get you your 20 sacks. Where he's already has the record. So
right, exactly.
Right. Next one up, it's an interesting one because we talk about this guy quite a bit. We're not a huge fan of the team, but Dak Prescott will become the 10th quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in a season. Now, here's some quarterbacks that have done it: Peyton, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, right? Dan Marino, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert, Jameis Winston's done it. And then, of course, the guy that we don't talk about, Ben R. But most recently, Mahomes in 2022. So it's been a few years. Can Dak throw for 5,000 yards? 17-game season, he has to average about 294 yards. Can he do it? I say yes, he can, because the Cowboys aren't very good, But will he? No, I don't think so.
So I'm going to agree with you. He can. Will he? I don't think so. Dak Prescott is really, really good at eating up bad defenses or throwing for a ton of yards when they're down.
They're down, yeah.
And that's the thing. I think the Cowboys are down. Now, here's the thing that could help him. Who's a running game? Like,
Right.
And, he's not, as much as I hated the dude, Ezekiel Elliott was pretty freaking good when he was in his prime, right?
Yes,
but they don't have an Ezekiel Elliott anymore. They don't even have a Pollard because, he went over to, I think, the Titans or something like that. They don't have the stud. Now, maybe I'm missing somebody when I'm thinking about this, but they just don't have that stud. I don't think they have the running game to do it. So I think they're going to have to be forced to throw the ball a lot. But you have Pickens there, and I'm trying to think of who else.
CeeDee Lamb,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so they have wide
those guys have to stay healthy,
Yeah, right, exactly.
And will they stay healthy? So I don't know. That's a lot of yards for a team, and I guess I kind of have to look at who their schedule is. I don't know how good their schedule is going to be this year. So I'm going to say no, but is he possible of doing it? Yeah. And I can't, and by the way, when you read off those teams, I cannot believe Jameis Winston did it. I did not think he did it. I know he had that ridiculous. He also probably had 40 interceptions that year.
Yes, he had 55,000 touchdowns and 45,000 interceptions. But yes, I think that was the year he threw for like 30 interceptions or something crazy like that. But the Cowboys do run a pretty fast-paced offense with Kellen Moore running the show, and they snap the ball a lot. Like they're one of the highest. They run like a lot of plays, but that doesn't mean they're big plays or a lot of yards. I think you hit it on the head with the running game. If you don't have a running attack that's a threat at all, the defenses can sit back and they can just put their ears back on the defensive line and go get the quarterback, puts him into pressure, make bad throws. He can do it. He's had some seasons where he looked like he might be getting close to that 5,000 yard mark, but he hasn't hit it yet. He can. He won't do it. Crazy take, not really, but it's out there a little bit. So we're in agreement on both of those. So the next one is, and I hope this is true, Kansas City Chiefs will miss the playoffs. Last year, obviously, they didn't make the playoffs, but before that, they've been in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs, always contending. Do you think the Chiefs miss the playoffs again?
All right, I just pulled up their schedule, and here's who they have. Obviously, they have the AFC West, which is Denver twice, the Raiders twice, and the Chargers twice. So,
we'll give them 4 wins there.
Yeah,
I think they kind of split with everybody.
But so they start off with the Broncos, Colts, Dolphins, and Raiders. That's their first 4 games, and they have an early bye week. Okay, I'm guessing at worst they're 2-2 in that stretch. It depends on when Mahomes comes back, because the Colts could be good, and obviously depends when Daniel Jones is back. The Dolphins and the Raiders, sorry, Tony, those should be wins. So we're going to say at worst are 2-2, possibly 3-1. But then this is their schedule for the next 3 games, and the Chargers, Seattle Seahawks, and Denver Broncos. Those are a tough 3 games. They get Denver twice in the first 7 games. They have a little bit of a break with the Jets, the Falcons, and the Cardinals in 3 in a row. But then they go Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers.
Wow. Okay.
That is a rough 6 games right there. They finished with Vegas. Listen, they upgraded their running back situation, when they went out and got Kenneth Walker.
That's huge.
The receivers started to step a little bit. How quickly can Mahomes come back? And listen, as good as Mahomes is throwing the ball, we know a lot of it is because he can scramble. And with his coming back from this surgery, I don't think he's going to be scared to run on it, because he just seems like a guy that wouldn't be. But it's going to affect his mobility a lot, and that is a big thing for him, is his mobility.
Yep.
I'm going to say true. I'm going to say that the Chiefs missed the playoffs. That is a rough schedule. And the thing is that they don't get off to a hot start. That 6-game stretch there could be a problem.
And if Patrick Mahomes doesn't start game 1, they might lose a few of those games, maybe all of those, until they get to the Dolphins and Raiders, and then they could probably win those either way. But you're right. That is a rough schedule. They did upgrade their running back with Kenneth Walker, and that's going to be huge for them, I think, especially if Mahomes, like you said, if maybe he's not as mobile or he's afraid to get out there and push it a little bit, they can lean on Walker to take a lot of pressure off Patrick Mahomes. And if Travis Kelce's playing and he's healthy, I know the wide receiving core is really Rashee Rice. That's about it. But I don't want them to make it. Obviously, I hate the Chiefs. I hope you're right, but I'm going to go and I say I think they do make the playoffs. Do I think they go much further than the first round? I don't think so yet, but I think they will make it. I think they will make it. So you're going to say the Chiefs will miss the playoffs. So out of the three that we've picked, do you agree with? Basically, that's the only one we agree with. We don't think that Miles will get 20 and Dak will throw for 5,000. But
yeah,
I think the Chiefs make it. Unfortunately. Okay.
I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked by that.
Now, I'm trying. My brain and my heart are battling right now.
All right. What else we got?
Texans. Okay, the Houston Texans. They were pretty decent last year. Will win the AFC, meaning that they're going to the Super Bowl.
No.
True or false? Are you in on that?
No.
Okay.
You know why?
Go, because I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, because of their quarterback.
Now, keep in mind.
CJ Stroud was great his first season, and he was okay. He was not great his second season. Last year he was okay. He was awful in the playoffs. I think he threw, four or five interceptions in the playoff game?
I think he threw 4 picks, and they were still in that game a little bit.
Because their defense is ridiculous. Yeah. But you can't do this. We've talked about this, and I've talked about it ad nauseum because of the freaking Bears having a great defense, and the offense can't do anything, and the defense is just out there all the time. One, their quarterback, CJ Stroud. Two, there's this team called the Bills in the AFC, and there's also, the Patriots are a little bit better. The Broncos, the Broncos can match them up defensively, and the Bills can score on them.
Yeah,
right. I don't think, and you're going to have to probably go through both of those teams. If not, maybe the Ravens. Is we can say all we want about Lamar in the playoffs, and I still think it's all true, but you're going to have to go through 2 of those teams, right? And then that's not even, and we haven't even talked about
Ravens.
Not the Ravens. We haven't even talked about the Chiefs.
Right. Yeah.
They don't. They have the defense to do it, but CJ Stroud is not good enough. And as much as I like Nico Collins and think he's a really good receiver, he's not the guy to get you there. And the running game isn't great either. So I mean, Woody Marks is okay, but no, they do not win the AFC.
Yeah,
I'd be a little bit shocked if they won a playoff game. Oh, and not to mention the Bengals could be better too.
That's true. Houston lost nobody from that defense, so we expect that defense to be.
The defense is going to be good. I'm not doubting that.
Stupid good,
really good.
But you are correct. The confidence that CJ Stroud can not only go into the playoffs and win and go to the AFC Championship and win. I don't have it in him either. Not yet. He's got to prove me wrong. He's got to prove you wrong and me wrong. But he has to do something better because he was so bad. It wasn't like he just made one mistake that lost him the game. He made a lot of mistakes, and they were still in the game because that defense was so good. But no, the Houston Texans do not win the entire AFC. I think they're a playoff team. They're
100% the favorite in the AFC South. Yep. Because do you trust the Jaguars to repeat what they did last year? I don't yet. They could, but I don't yet. But yeah, I mean, yes, the Texans won a playoff game last year against the Steelers.
Yeah,
but the Steelers were not good, and then they lost to the Patriots. They gave it 28 points to the Patriots. As good as that defense was, they give it 28 points to the Patriots because, like you said, C.J. Stroud threw 4 interceptions.
Bad.
And the team turned the ball over 5 times. I think he lost the fumble too.
I think he fumbled one. Yeah, that's what it was. 4 picks and a fumble. Yeah,
that's it. That's right. Win. And you're right. Going into the last quarter is 21-16 still.
Yeah, you can't win.
So that just shows you. But no, no. Nope.
All right, so we're no on that one too. So that one's kind of a crazy take. This one sounds crazy at first, but I'm gonna give you some things to think about before you come up with your answer. The New Orleans Saints will win the NFC South. Now, keep in mind a couple of things. It only took 8 wins to win it last season. Okay, so it only took 8 wins. So that division is not the strongest at all. The Saints were going to be the team to get the number 1 pick overall in the draft, but they finished 4-1 with the rookie quarterback Tyler Shug or Shuv, whatever, however you pronounce
it. Right.
Him at quarterback. So, are you jumping in on the Saints to win the South? I know that sounds crazy to say that because the Saints have been so bad, but the South wasn't exactly super difficult, right?
Right, but let's go here now. Spencer Rattler did start the first 8 games, and they were 1-7 in those games. Right after Shaw, I can't, right. It looks like Shaw, whatever.
I think
The
it's
quarterback.
Shuck.
Right, he came. Yes, Shuck. After he took over, they were 5-5. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But their losses were, when he played, were by 20 to Tampa, by 24 to the Rams, by 14 to Atlanta, by 4 to Miami, and then by 2 to Atlanta. They beat Tampa, Carolina, the Jets, and Tennessee. Oh, they beat Carolina twice. Now, Carolina didn't win in the division, but they won by 10 and they won by 3. But you're right, the South wasn't that great.
Correct.
Now, when earlier they lost to Seattle by 31, they lost to Buffalo by 12. They lost to the Bears by 12. So let's see what they have this year for their schedule. So they start the year at Detroit and at Baltimore.
Okay, that's tough. That's a rough start. Good luck.
I mean, then they have the Raiders, Falcons, Vikings, Giants, and Steelers. Now, listen, we both think that the Falcons and Vikings will be better this year, and we think the Raiders will be better too, and the Giants also, right?
Yes.
Don't know about the Steelers. They get a bye week, then they get the Browns and Carolina. Okay, wins, but then they have to go to Chicago and to Cincinnati, and then home against Green Bay. They play 4 out of 5 games on the road in this stretch. At Chicago, at Cincinnati, home against Green Bay, at Carolina, at Tampa. Listen, right there is a brutal stretch. I'm sorry. I'm going to say no. No, the Saints don't do it, but
Okay.
it is possible because that division is so bad. But I think Tampa's going to bounce back a little bit, and Carolina had some good vibes at the end of the year. But no, the Saints do not win the division.
I think when I first saw this, I thought, no way. But I'm sitting here thinking, I think they can do it. I think they can do it. I'm going to go with yes, they can do it. I have a little bit of confidence in the quarterback, and that defense isn't totally awful. And that division is very competitive. They can win that division and still not be a great football team. I'm going to say yes. So Saints can and will win their division. You said no. I said yes. So we've only disagreed on a couple of these, which is not too bad.
Yeah.
All right. You're not going to like this next one at all. You're absolutely going to hate this next one.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings are going to win the NFC North. Now, I don't really think why this guy believes this. He is focused on their defense. He believes that their defense is going to be one of the best in the division, and that's going to carry them. He doesn't mention anything about – okay, I shouldn't say he doesn't mention anything. He doesn't really talk a lot about quarterback play a lot. He really focused on the defense. He likes their defense. The Packers won't have Micah Parsons, obviously, and he brought up Kyler Murray, but still – I don't think that's enough. Vikings win the North, yes or no?
No. They could. They 100% could. Honestly, I think that would be maybe the South, because the South is bad.
South's awful.
I think that is the only division where I can honestly say I think all 4 teams have about an equal chance to win the division, to be honest.
I'm trying to think
3 of them made. Well, no, the Lions just missed the playoffs last year, but they beat the Bears twice. The Vikings beat the Bears once. The Bears and the Packers split. I think all 4 of those teams could be good, are going to be good, and they all have a good chance of winning the division. Here's why I don't think the Vikings can do it, and it comes back the same way for the Texans. Do you trust their quarterback? Listen, we can go on and on all we want. I think people gave too much crap to J.J. McCarthy too early. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but I think they gave up on him way, way too quick. But they went and picked up Kyler Murray, who is flashy. But he's going to be much, much better because obviously he's got the supporting cast of, Addison and Justin Jefferson and the likes, and their defense is going to be better. I mean, he's in a better situation than he was with the Cardinals, but he needs to prove it. I mean, this is, can you do it with those dudes? Can you do it with those dudes? And until you prove that you can, I can't put you down as the favorite to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think, yes, you're right. All of those teams can win that division. But if I have to pick right now, my number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 in order, the Vikings, I think, are number 4 for me every single time. I think right now it's your Bears and the Packers. I'm going to put the Lions down a little bit because I think they're struggling a little bit without their offensive and defensive coordinator who left for your Bears. And so I think right now it's Bears, Packers. But you're right. They can win it. I mean, Kyler Murray is not a horrible quarterback. And I think J.J. McCarthy is good too. I mean, Justin Jefferson's awesome out there. And that defense is solid. I don't think it's as good as he's bragging it up to be in this article. But they're solid. But you're right. Anybody can win in that division. Vikings do not win that division, so I don't think you have to worry about the Vikings. I think you need to worry about the Packers, and then, of course, the Lions are going to be tough as well. Now, the next one, I think you'll like this one. Jonathan Taylor, right? The Offensive Player of the Year in 2025. Jonathan Taylor, the running back from the Colts, will get traded to the Bears. Here's why. Apparently, he's in his last year of his deal.
Yeah.
And he's in running back terms, he's a little bit old. I think he's going to be 27. So he's arguing that they're not going to want to sign a big contract for a running back that's at that age. Now, that doesn't sound old to us, but in running back years, you start getting to that 30-year-old mark, your time is wearing down. So what they're saying is he's going to be looking to get paid a little bit if he has another really good year. And they're saying the Bears are perfect fit to bring him on your team. I can't imagine you'd be upset about that.
I would not. Now, there's been things I thought the Bears should have gone out to get oh my gosh, the Raiders guy. Max Crosby, right?
Or Max Crosby.
No, Max Crosby for the defense, right? We've talked about this. You have these small windows where you have a chance to win games, win. And I think the Bears window, I mean, it's just opening right now, right? But how long is it going to last? How long is Caleb Williams going to be there, right? Or I mean, not going to be there. Hopefully, he's there for a while. How well is he going to play? What can they do? I think that if they had the chance to go get Jonathan Taylor, they should do it. Now, what are they giving up? I don't give up a first-round pick for him or something like that. But listen, DeAndre Swift played really, really well last year. Kyle Monunga is a great guy. But you're rolling out Jonathan Taylor with DeAndre Swift, and then Monunga is your third guy,
Wow.
I mean, that offense now, can you imagine Ben Johnson with that offense? Now, listen, you're loaded on, running back. You have two, Colson Loveland ended up being really good last year. Cole Kmet was another guy, and then you got, receivers. I know we got rid of DJ Brown. But you still have
got a Dunze out there, don't you?
A Dunze's out there, and there's another guy out there too. And I can't remember who it is all of a sudden, but that offense becomes really, really good. So yes, if they have the opportunity to do it, I 100% go do it. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I understand his reasoning.
Yeah, and they're comparing him to like Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey in terms of age and what they're getting paid. I mean, Derrick Henry obviously is up there in age, and he's still producing, and he's getting, I think he got a 2-year, $16 million deal when he was with the Ravens there. And McCaffrey, who gets hurt pretty much every single year, is like $38 million, 2-year deal. So they're thinking Taylor's going to be somewhere in the middle of that. And I think I agree. I think if Jonathan Taylor, if the Colts can't bring him in for whatever reason, money-wise, I think the Bears would be fantastic for them to come in, and I think he would want to go to a team, like you said, is in that window of opportunity to win a Super Bowl. So I think that could happen. I could see that happen. It sounds crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy. I think it could definitely happen. All right, next one. Sam Laporta from the Lions to the Panthers. I don't even know if I want to really get into this one. This one doesn't sound that crazy to me. I know Sam Laporta is a big part of the Lions and what they do there, but are the Lions, is the window for the Lions open? Are they going to start getting rid of guys? I mean, I don't know. They got rid of their coordinators. Now they're tight end. I don't know. I don't think that's crazy. Laporta to the Panthers, sure, why not? It doesn't bother me.
I mean, he obviously was this next big thing, and he was kind of disappointing last year for the Lions. Yeah. The Lions window is still open, but it is closing fast because, you got to think how much longer is Jared Goff going to be good. And while Jahmyr Gibbs is really, really good, they got rid of – they didn't get rid of him. David Montgomery left. Yep. When you don't have that backup guy, can Jahmyr Gibbs be as good without having that backup? I know, towards the end of the year, it was more just him. So, and obviously the receiving core is very, very good. But, they've a little bit was Ben Johnson left, and he likes to use his tight ends, and now Ben Johnson's gone. So
Yeah.
Laporta was a little bit of a disappointment. Now the Vikings, the Lions do have a history of trading tight ends. They got rid of T.J. Hawkinson. They traded him to the Vikings, when he was getting up there and it was coming close to his contract extension. So I think this is still a little bit early to get rid of Laporta. I think this is only going to be his third year, maybe his fourth. I'd be a little bit shocked if the Lions got rid of him, especially because I think, he could be really good and one bad year doesn't make him. So,
I think the Panthers would love to have him. I think they would help.
I think anybody would really love to have him. Yeah.
I think, he's a solid player. I think they would help him a lot, but I really don't have an opinion other than maybe that could happen. It just seems kind of like a weird, random take, I guess. But the next one is one I hope happens.
Okay.
Tight end Brock Bowers will win Offensive Player of the Year, the tight end for the Raiders. Now, he's a great talent, but a tight end has never won Offensive Player of the Year. The closest was Travis Kelce, who finished 4th in 2020. So that's the closest a tight end has ever gotten. Now, do I want to see this happen? Yes. Will he get a lot of touches, a lot of yards? I think so, because I think he is a true threat. But you got guys like Justin Jefferson out there and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And you got all these guys out there that are going to put up ridiculous numbers. I don't think he's going to do it. I would love it, but I'm going to say no, he doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year.
I don't think that whoever's writing this article understands how massive of a year you would have to be for a tight end to win that award. Let's be honest, it's a quarterback's award, right?
Yeah, it really is.
I think Smith and Jigba might have won it last year, but that's rare. It's a quarterback award, and if it's not a quarterback award, it's probably going to be a receiver, because right now most running backs don't run the ball enough, because most teams have gotten smart and gone to a 2 running back system, which I think is what you need to do, especially with the beating that running backs take each year. So it's basically a quarterback and then maybe receiver. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think he won it or was right up there with him last year.
He did.
He was really good, but he didn't win the MVP, right?
Right.
The MVP went to Matt Stafford. Right? Which he had a great year. I'm not arguing that Matt Stafford didn't deserve it. Quarterback, it's going to be quarterbacks, and if it's not quarterbacks, it's going to be receivers. And then then, if Brock Bowers has a monster year, he's probably still going to be outgained and out touchdown by a receiver. Even if he has a monster year.
So last year, Trey McBride for the Cardinals, he got 1 first place vote. He had 126 catches for 1,239 yards and 11 touchdowns. For a tight end, I think that's a really, really good season for a touchdown or for a tight end.
Yeah,
he got 1 first place vote. I think Bowers would have to have 150 catches for 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns to even be in the conversation. But you're right. Tight ends, sorry guys, you're not going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
In 2011, Rob Gronkowski had 1,327 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns.
He didn't win it.
That's what he had last year. That 1 year. Let me go and see if I can find the stats for the top receiver last year for the NFL.
Was Jackson Smith the top receiver from
Smith
Seahawks?
And Jigba had 1793. Puka Nacua had 1715.
Yeah.
And that's 400 more yards than Gronkowski did, and he was an absolute monster.
Yeah. Exactly.
There was, if I go into this right here for yards, there was 1, 2, 3, 5 guys last year that had more yards than Gronkowski did in that year, in 2001. Just absolutely ridiculous, right? Now, touchdowns-wise, there's nobody that beat him.
Right.
Devontae Adams had 14, but he only had 799. He just caught a lot of balls close. But both Njigba and Nacua had 10. St. Brown and McBride had 11, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that Gronkowski won did he say MVP or is Offensive Player of the Year?
This is Offensive Player of the Year. Just
okay.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. Who won the 2011 Offensive Player of the Year?
It was probably a quarterback. It's probably Tom Brady or somebody.
Probably Tom Brady. It was Drew Brees.
Okay,
Drew Brees won it. Yeah. Gronkowski Drew Brees threw for 5,400 yards.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's hard to beat that. But Gronkowski had one of the best tight end ever, and and I don't think he it was close. Let's see if there was the votes in here. Peyton let's see, Drew Pratt. Yeah. I'll see if I can find the votes real quick. So, I mean,
See
I
how
just don't
close
think
it was. No. Tight end is an important. We're seeing tight ends be used more and more in these offenses, but to win an award like MVP, no chance. Offensive Player of the Year, whew, like you said, Gronk's year was insane, but Drew Brees threw for 5,400 yards. You're not gonna beat that at all.
right. Like that year. Well, that was the MVP voting. Let's see if Offensive Player of the Year, NFL Offensive AP. All right, that year, Drew Brees. It was Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. They got the votes. That's it.
Yeah. Good tight end. Sorry. I mean,
and Gronkowski had one of the best ones ever. He didn't get a vote. Now, like I said, Drew Brees threw for 5,400 yards and 46 touchdowns, and Aaron Rodgers threw for 45 touchdowns and 4,600 yards.
Dang. All right.
So I mean, it's hard to argue against those two guys, but that just shows you right there. It's a quarterback. It's a quarterback thing. Like he didn't even get a vote.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Wasn't even considered. Not even consideration. No. All right, last one.
All right, last one.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, now stay with me here.
Okay.
This guy says Antonio Williams will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who the heck is Antonio Williams? Well, Antonio Williams was the 71st pick. All right, he was the 9th wide receiver off the board total. He's at Washington. This guy says he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he's looking at other rookies out there like Ty Simpson. He's not playing probably, and Mendoza's not going to start. Even if Mendoza takes over for Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's going to play a full season to put up the numbers. So he's saying this wide receiver for Washington, Antonio Williams, is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Question 1, have you heard of him? Question 2, do you think he has a chance of Offensive Rookie of the Year? If not, who else was even in there? The last receiver to win Rookie of the Year was Anquan Bolden in 2003, just to give you a heads up there.
Yeah, so No. First question, no, I've never heard of him. 2, I did a quick Google search while you were talking about that and looking at the top offensive players that are rookies coming in this year. And you got Fernando Mendoza, Carnell Tate, the wide receiver, but the problem is he's with the Titans. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, he's for the Saints. Garrett Nussmeier for the Saints. I don't think he's going to play. Mikhail Lemon for the Eagles. Now he is a shot. He's a shot. Too. But the guy that I'm going to go with is Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame. Yes. Now, the problem is he's on the Cardinals. But none of those defenses in the NFC East are really ones that you're going to be like, you know what, those are great. So
True.
Jeremiah Love looked like an NFL quarterback. I mean, NFL running back last year. So I'm going to go with Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love's the guy to do it. But you know what? None of these guys are guys that I think are studs. Well, Jeremiah Love, I think, can be stud. And I don't think Francisco Mendoza is going to be able to do enough with the Raiders to do it. So, could this Antonio Smith guy? Sure. What team did he go to?
He went to Washington. He's from Clemson. Okay. He's from Clemson. He's 5'11", 195. So, he's not super tall or anything like that. But Antonio Williams from Clemson went to Washington. Now, Jaden Daniels out there. They can throw it around a little bit if he's healthy, if he stays healthy. But I like your Jeremiah Love pick. I don't know who else has a chance to win this award for Rookie of the Year. Maybe it's a defensive player. I don't know if that's a defensive player can't win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
No, probably not. Probably not.
This would be the first year that would ever happen. That'd be crazy. I guess. Antonio Williams and Jeremiah Love might be the only options at this point, but. Maybe this is a sneak pick for fantasy. Maybe Williams might be somebody you might want to look at late in fantasy rounds. You could steal a decent player. I don't know. But I'm going to say no, he doesn't, and I like your Jeremiah Love pick because I think Mendoza could do it, but I don't think he's going to play. I know he's not going to play every single game, and he might only get to play 7 or 8 games this season. So he's not going to be able to do it. So Antonio Williams,
it's
no.
it's a weak offensive rookie class, I think, and that's probably why that
is. It really is.
So really a bold take on that is just you're kind of throwing darts at a dartboard and you're just hoping you land on it. So I mean, does he have as good of a chance? Sure. If Jeremiah Love got in a better situation, I think it's him all day. Like if he would have been lucky enough to catch it on a team that's in a playoff situation, I think that dude would have been great. So sure.
I mean, he could do it. Who knows? But that's it. That's all these crazy takes. There's only a couple in there that are kind of really out there. The other ones are not, too
they're
unrealistic.
Not
but I don't know. I kind of like going over that. That was kind of stuff. It reminded me of when we did the wing challenge and we kind of had some crazy.
Like I said, we're going to try and do a wing challenge here again before the season starts, and we'll come up with our hot takes, and maybe we'll review our hot takes last year and see how bad they actually were. So,
that's good.
So it was fun. That was good going through that stuff. It's always fun to talk about crazy takes and hot takes and stuff like that.
Love it.
Good stuff in the off season. So, I mean, I think we agree on a lot of stuff. You and I tend to do that. So, we'll come back next week. And, maybe we'll find something with some crazy college football takes or talk about that. So, like we said, we're under 50 days until some football. So,
let's go.
Yeah, let's see how we do it. But like always, we'll come back next week with more talking about football. Until then, I am Adam.
I'm Tony. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to the Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast with Adam and Tony. Don't forget to check out our partnership with Happy Nuts.